everything because we get a pullback that doesn't really constitute to why we have a pullback. I think this is ultimately fun.
Trump, and now Stargate, $500 billion investment into the AI infrastructure. He was flexing his gains, saying, "Yo, US gonna be the mecca of AI and crypto." China's was like, "What?"
It's not a permanent pullback. This isn't like the start of a bear market. It's just a correction. So
the question is it still worth holding AI agents? Is it still worth being bullish on AI as far as crypto is concerned? And I think
the content presented in this podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. It should not be considered as financial advice, and listeners are encouraged to conduct their own research or consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
Crypto flip.
I've been stacking like a good hodler since COVID and did 6x to 350k. In the BTC run towards 108k, I tried leverage.
No,
Got lucky.
Sorry, King Bro.
Got lucky once and made 10k. And got absolutely demolished the week after with a bigger position that almost got me liquidated. I lost 1.5 BTC in 4 days. Now, everything I think about, this every 45 seconds, regretting every moment. How I could let my greed butcher my years of patience. Losing this hurts a lot. What do you man make of that?
Yeah, ultimately, bro, this is what leverage does to people, and I'm just telling you, leverage is not for everyone. And where he fucked up is when he said, "with a bigger position," bro. If you're trading leverage, you just need to hold your position size, and you just need to say, "I'm gonna risk 1 to 2% of the portfolio every trade," so that when shit goes bad, he doesn't wipe you out. But if shit goes good, you're adding 2, 3, maybe even 4% onto your portfolio, bro, which is what you want. So yeah, I just think the game in holding spot is so different from the game in holding leverage tokens, bro, or even making leverage trades. It's like a completely different mindset, skill set. Yeah, I told you, man, what happened to me. So yeah, I understand where my man's coming from.
So you lost what? 160k? That's not so bad, bro. You still got what? You still got half of your portfolio left. So good for you. Like, good for you. Because I know a couple of MANDEM on the roads. Hey, they look liquidated, fam.
Liquidated.
But I say this every single day. Like, I must be repeating myself. Like, I sound like a broken tip at this point. Every bull market is littered with the blood of pep traders, fam. Like, why are we doing this? Why do you want to get bodied, fam? I read there was one clip you released, Eric, about how you have banners and Coinbase working together to basically liquidate longs and shorts. I fully believe that. You need to make that video. That's something like this is never like a tinfoil conspiracy or whatever. This is facts, bro. It's like you have a company, a development company, I have a development company. Why should I do all of the work by myself? I can just offload some of it to you. Like, it's just common sense. These laws are in bed together, fam. Think about this. They're in bed together, for sure.
I feel we should chop it up in this part.
Oh, yeah.
Time.
Yeah, 100%. What point I'm trying to make is when it comes to perp trading, you have to manage your risk. That's the number one thing. If you want to spend that we're going to the moon, bro, don't touch perp. Do not touch perp, fam. Because quickly you'll be humbled that because the moon, people think the market moves linearly. It doesn't move in a linear position, fam. It literally up and down over a long term, but over a long term, it just keeps going up. So eventually, like, you're gonna be wrong on one of those trades, and you pray that the size you put in when you're wrong is very minimal. So risk management is the most important thing. You don't want to be too greedy. You want to be patient. Have most of your portfolio in spot because perp trading, man. I mean, and the thing is, you don't even need to risk big money to make money in perp trading. You need to risk just enough and make sure the risk reward is good. So what he did was pure greed, and that he got where it is up. But lucky for him, he still has some. He still has some skin in the game, which is good.
Not anymore.
You think he lost it all? I mean,
Yeah, of course, man. He carried on, bro. Gamblers will be gamblers, bro.
No.
What do you
Then
reckon?
I guess we get about confession coming on soon.
Looking
Probably
forward to
another one coming, yeah. Well, from my position, it's like slightly different because obviously I'm not really the perp just like you, man. It's not my core skill. But when I look at it, I'm looking at the other angle. He spent years building up his position, hodling like a good little boy, and then in 4 days he lost 1.5 BTC. Like, it just goes to show you can do all the right things, and then you might. You know what? I'm trying to think. What would make him suddenly switch? Maybe he's seeing people post their P&Ls and stuff like that.
1000%. Bro, listen, yeah. One of the reasons why people go to perp trading is, yeah, they see one Donny, yeah, put in 1 BTC or 2 BTC and then see them flexing $5 million P&L, and then you just think to yourself,
true.
bro, this guy just outpaced me in one trade. Now, I can do the same. Like, literally, that's what happens, bro.
Bro, I don't even think it's just that though. I think the reason why I jumped into perp trade this cycle is because I wanted this cycle to be my last cycle, bro.
Not you. Talk about you.
No, but I could go through the mindset that he's going through. He's like, yo, listen, man's been stocking my spot bags now, but like if I hold spot, like Bitcoin's gonna go to 200K, I'm only gonna double my P's. However, I could do 10x in like one transaction if something goes up 100%. If I perp trade, bro, 10x leverage.
Dun.
That's a big thing.
Greed.
Facts.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. But let's check out the next one.
Yes, sir.
I still haven't made it. It's been 4 years since I stepped into the world of crypto, but all I've experienced is sorrow, pain, and countless lonely nights. To my family,
Bits already, sir.
to my family, I'm the cheerful son who handles everything for them. But deep inside, my journey since 2021 has been nothing short of a nightmare. I'm 24 now, working as a government servant. People assume I earn a lot, and while that's true, what they don't know is that 70% of my salary goes toward 2 bank loans and other debts. By the time I finish paying them off each month, I'm left with almost nothing. Sometimes I think I'm losing my mind. I dream big, cry often, and feel like I'm stuck in a loop. What do you man make of this?
You know what? Yeah, I want to jump in and take the f- out of this guy, but I don't even think yeah, I don't think I can. It sounds like he took out some loans and bought some crypto, and things didn't go his way. He didn't say what didn't go his way, but yeah, bro. A lot of people.
2 things: Mintcoin or Peps. It's just 2 things that really people like, bro.
Ah, man,
Perp trade.
because miracle, bro. Okay, no, but you could have robbed on like Luna. You could have got robbed on.
That was a Black Swan event, actually. In crypto.
Yeah, he could have got Black Swan, but I think he mentioned if you got Black Swan. But I just think generally, the crypto market's in a place now, not even just now, but people have been burnt, bro, and people will continue to get burnt in the market. And it just sounds like this Donny is just living through his burn. So yeah, man, I don't know, pay off them loans and just try to get back in the market, but just with a different strategy. Sounds peak though. Sounds peak.
For me, I mean, to me, I don't know what you man are saying, but it sounds like he's giving up a little bit. Like, you know what I mean? All I'm seeing is sorrow from this post. I mean, I understand he's just expressing himself, and I don't have it in me to kind of go in on him. But like I saw at the beginning of this confession, sounded a lot like a little bitch. Bro, you're not the only one with loans. You're not the only one with debts. Everyone in this pod's got their own debts, whether it's form of good or bad. So, like, yeah. Sorry that your salary go towards bank loans, but you still have something left. I mean, you have a job. You know what I mean? I know some man in the last party, man said, I'm completely on the sideline with no job. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like you have something. Yeah, you have something to kind of bank up to sleep on. So personally for me, It's not so bad. I think the worst thing he can do now is give up, because that's when you expect. That's when usually when people do something they know they shouldn't do. That's when their worst nightmare comes true. Like they say, "Yo, I don't want to sell." You sell, and boom, the market start booming, fam. So yeah, just keep going, man. Like I think not everyone can make it in one cycle. I know people. I know certain traders come in one cycle and become instant millionaires. For some people, it takes over 4 cycles. Some people might take 8 cycles. You know what I mean? But as long as you stay true to your thesis, your goals, like everyone on this pod. The reason why I love doing this with you, man, is everyone on this pod is bullish long term on crypto. We believe crypto can go $20 trillion market cap. So if it can, thinking about that, we're still early. Like we're still early. Like we're right now at 3.4 trillion. From there, that's 6x, 5x easily. So yeah.
Yeah. This guy, when I was reading it, all I could hear in my head was, "These are my confessions." Like, this guy was singing lyrics like he was Usher Raymond, man. But basically, yeah. Look, he's in a bad position, but he's not in the worst position. And yeah, I think he. How can he get out of this position? Well, he can obviously earn more money, maybe get a side hustle to pay off them debts a bit faster.
Make more money, bro. That's the name of the game. Just make more money, fam. More money, fam.
Yeah, normally I would probably tell someone to get back in the markets and stuff, but I think for his specific case, I think it can probably cause more harm than good. So I'll just say, look, get a side hustle, pay down the majority of your debts, and then you can start thinking about crypto more seriously. And when a bear market comes along and you've got rid of your debts, then you're in a great position, because then you could start stacking, and when the next bull comes around, you're in a great position.
Great advice, Harris. You have to invest in a bear market if you want to be up in this market. I think that's where most people go wrong. They think, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna come in the bull market and do it." Yes, you can. I mean, for example, XRP, you could have caught majority of the upside that XRP got just at the tail middle of the bull market, should I say? So yeah, definitely, bear market investing is how you become super up in this sector.
Most definitely. So, welcome back to the Crypto Flip podcast. I am your host, Harris King, and I am joined once again with my co-host, Ricardo and Deji. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, and if you're listening on audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen to your podcast, please don't forget to leave a review, and we will read all the great comments and reviews that we get. And we appreciate the love. So, something crazy happened this week in a lab in China. And I'm not talking about Wuhan, and I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about Deepseek Crashed Crypto.
Yes.
So, if you don't know, if you've been hiding under a rock and you have no idea what's been happening in the AI space or in the equity space or even in crypto, basically an AI which was created by a hedge fund created an AI called Deepseek for only $5.5 million, which sounds a lot in the grand scheme of things, but trust me, it's not a lot. And why that's so important is because this current bull market in terms of equities has mainly been driven by tech companies like Nvidia, which has gone up like 1,000 and 1,200% in the past however months or years. Now, the reason that it's been going up so aggressively is because everyone's betting on the future. And the future is what? The future is AI. Everybody's building AI. Meta's building AI, Google, X. And what do they all need? We'll come on to them as well. But what do they all need, or what do they all claim they need? They claim they need these chips. And who makes the chips and who's the biggest producer of them? Nvidia. So when you have a company out in China producing something on par, open source, and free for only $5.5 million, it sends shockwaves through the equities market. And obviously, crypto is a risk-on asset that's closely linked to the equities market. So that's going to have ripples as far as crypto is concerned.
Big ripple.
So if you had a look at your bag anytime in the past week, you will probably crying a bit like me. And it hasn't been great. especially if you're in some of the riskier assets in crypto, such as meme coins and some altcoins, down 30+% in the past week. So yeah, what did you guys make of that whole saga? And we're still kind of just starting to recover from that. So what did you make of it? And what do you think as well the effects could be in terms of crypto?
So
I've got a lot to say about this.
I think you explained it well, but I think the maddest thing and the thing that threw so many people off is OpenAI has raised something like $6.5 billion, bro. And they've been building this for, I think it's 10 years. And to have a Chinese company spend, I think it's 10 million in total, and do this in 2 years is bro. And I've used Deepseek. I don't know if you man have used Deepseek, but like I've been trying to use OpenAI actively to like help me manage some of my trades and help me to understand how like the best time for me to buy and sell based on X, Y, and Z. Like based on here's all of my trades from different places, smash them together, and tell me what you think I should start doing, how you think I should start trading differently in terms of just timing and times of the day that I'm better or whatever. Like any insights, bro. The thing crashes, the thing always dies. I've got a bunch of people that are trying to do statistical analysis on their bunch of trades. OpenAI, the thing dies. Bro, I load up Deepseek. Bro, Deepseek does this whole thinking thing. So it's thinking, and I see the thinking, and it spits me out some good shit at the end, and I'm like, wow. And these men did it in less time and less money. So yeah. I think generally as well, it made a lot of people that were super bullish on AI and OpenAI and Nvidia rethink how they're going to invest over the next few years, because they thought this is a sure thing and this is going to be, the market pusher. And while it's true, like I had a look at why why Deepseek was so good, and basically they said that they didn't use any Nvidia chips, which technically is a lie. And the reason why they lied,
That's a lie, bro.
100% it's a lie.
That's a lie, bro.
They have over 1,000 of exactly. They have over 1,000 of like the best chips that Nvidia produce, but because America has a import ban or a export ban sanction on China, it's like they basically lied and said, yeah, we didn't use them, bruv. We didn't get, but they got.
They did.
Obviously, someone's doing some backdoor deals. So yeah, I just think it's mad. And even bro, I went into the trenches on the weekend before, like, because the news broke on Twitter like on Friday, and then on Monday it was like, the best thing ever, top of the app store and stuff like that. Over the weekend, bro, I was actively looking at their benchmarks. I'm like, yo, this thing's all right. It's open source, so I was like, I need to run me a cluster, and I definitely will. And the next mad thing is I'm just like, when they train their models, normally you train a model, just like you write software, you push it out there, it's like, oh, it has an error, I'm going to fix it. It's like, oh, you train a model, it's like, okay, the model fails on X, and then you fix it. Bro, this model went into its first training round and had no issues, bro. I'm just like, nah, man, these guys are doing something different over there. So yeah, good product. I think they're broken now. They can't handle the scale of people that are hitting the site. I checked this morning. But yeah, it's good news for everything, because we get a pullback that doesn't really constitute to why we have a pullback. I think this is ultimately FUD, and if the market pull back because of this coming out, it's not a permanent pullback. This isn't like the start of a bear market. It's just a correction. So if you man didn't jump in on the correction, then shame on you, man, because I see things are recovering. What I'm most worried about are AI agents and the AI token space, because now it's like it's not so much dominated by ChatGPT in the background or Google Gemini. Now it's being dominated by these things which technically you can run yourself. And I'm looking at things like virtuals, and virtual took a massive hit over the last week, like, and so did quite a lot of other
flat, fam. Virtual's
yeah, they took a massive hit.
What's the retracement on virtuals?
Virtuals went down to something like $1.7 from up to from like 3.2. Like a week and a half ago, virtuals was saying at like $3.7. So yeah, suffering like my portfolio.
Retrace from virtual, bro. Virtual's been retracing since he went up to that all-time high of $5. But like, to me personally, right? Yeah, I'm gonna jump in now. Listen, if you lived under the rock, if you didn't know nothing about tech, you should have heard about this, because this was such a groundbreaking news. And the thing is, right, this came off the fact that, Trump, announced Stargate, $500 billion investment into the AI infrastructure. He was flexing his gains, saying, US gonna be the mecca of AI and crypto. China's was like, what? Hold my bear. They went into the lab. Actually, they've been in the lab. They're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make this man suffer. And I know for a fact, this man plays short on NVIDIA, if I could. I know exactly what's gonna happen. With $5 billion budget, they created a model that is on par with O1, the best model for OpenAI, and it actually slightly better at certain things. I think the edge is not that massive. I just want to point out the way, right? I want to point out to everyone, all our listeners, the edge is actually very infinitesimal, fam. Like, it's not like, oh, OpenAI is now useless. Don't get it twisted.
Sure.
OpenAI is still a big, massive player, because they're constantly innovating. But if you read a sentiment on Twitter, it was like, OpenAI is doomed. They're finished. They're not doomed. They're not finished. They're making revenue. They're printing revenue. I pay for my subscription for OpenAI. Deepseek is free, but the strategy of this open source thing was intentional by China, because they wanted to be like, Trump, calm down. I know you're getting this man to drink a Kool-Aid. Calm down, and it's good. And I love how Trump responded, because he said, "Okay, cool. They believe DeepSeek. This thing's obviously great. This is a wake-up call for Silicon Valley, because NVIDIA had people drinking the Kool-Aid that, yeah, you need a ton of GPUs to train it. You actually don't. I have the fact here. When DeepSeek here compared to OpenAI, DeepSeek used basically, they used 2,000 NVIDIA chips compared to 16,000 that OpenAI used. So it's that, in terms of cost efficiency and everything, it's so much better, and it's easier to run. Cost efficiency, the token usage is awesome, because they use this multi-head token generation thing, which is pretty awesome. So like that way, you wasting too much tokens. So there's nothing to hate by this. A lot of the sentiment on Twitter was saying how, like, yeah, this could be the tougher crypto market, blah blah blah. But no, actually, it was actually a reality check for all these AI companies, all these big Silicon Valley overvaluing themselves. And in an instant, this news came out, NVIDIA, as expected, lost over 600 billion. Am I correct? Was it 600 billion? Yeah, it was, isn't it?
It was a lot. I don't have it in hand.
All that question? No, I'm saying how much
did NVIDIA lose?
Oh no, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's probably something like 600 billion. I think you're right.
It was in a billion. I know it wasn't a million. It was in a billion. It was in a billion. Because I know
it's in a billion.
Like, I think the founder lost about 60 billion of wealth as well, because he's got a lot of NVIDIA stocks. What I can make it is, yeah, at the end of the day, this is a wake-up call for Silicon Valley to come and basically think to themselves, we don't need to waste so much money. We can be cost efficient. And the good thing about the Chinese tech is, yes, they're collecting IP and that kind of stuff. We don't really care about that. They can develop keystroke patterns. They can have it. But the thing is, you can learn from each other. They literally clone GPT. You can see how they implemented their architecture. There's some similarity, but they've done things different in a cost-effective manner. You can implement a lot of things they're doing, and that's essentially what Trump was saying. So I expected the market to bounce back. It was always going to bounce back. But the tokens that got hit the most during this thing was, yes, NVIDIA got hit in the equities market. The index fund also got hit. S&P was down double-digit points. And the AI agents, like virtual infrastructure, near all these tokens, they all got hit. Virtuals got slapped. Meme coins also got hit, especially that AI meme coins. Filecoin was trading at mad crazy value, but obviously it's recovered now, recover-ish, trading at $1.22 or something like that. So, but I say all this to say this: don't believe everything you see on the news. Go out there and test yourself, because as great as DeepSeek is, unless you're running your own DeepSeek cluster, you can't even get access to it, because everyone's just vying for, oh yeah, let me go check out this, let me go check out because it's free. When something is free, it's hard for you to really get how good it is because everyone's trying to use it at the same time. But you know, OpenAI, as long as you have a subscription, you can use it anytime you want. Well, 99.9% uptime. So it's a situation here. You have to be careful what you read in this because if you just went on Twitter and believed the sentiment, you think bull market is over. And that's why I hate about Twitter sometimes because like people get very bullish or overly bullish. Like, yeah, Bitcoin 1 million, Bitcoin 250. And then when they get bearish, these guys start calling for the top. Oh, the top is in. Deepseek crashed the market. Bro, Bitcoin retraced 5%. So I didn't get that. But anyway, point to make is that Deepseek was I think it was a good humbling for the US tech market at the same time for people that are innovating around AI infrastructure in the crypto market, because it's a wake-up call that don't just put all your eggs in one basket. Be willing to innovate and be adaptable and flexible and malleable in the future, because you never know what new financial LLM will come out. I.e., Alibaba now is claiming they got better AI that's better than DeepSeek. I would love to see that one because I didn't even think Alibaba was that strong when it comes to innovation. But let's be real, the guy that built DeepSeek, his background is quant trading. He's been using AI to trade, make investment decisions for the past 5-6 years. And he was like, yo, you know what he did? He literally just bought a bunch of GPUs before the GPU started being crazy, before they started increasing sanctions. And he's just built it. And then he released a company, and then the rest is history. So yeah, just have to be ready. You have to stay ready for any kind of market pivot, and this is one of them. This is definitely changing the game. And people that are beating around AI, you now can't just walk in and be like, here's my AI idea. If you're not pitching a solid AI app, you're not getting no more funding. Because what it shows me, like, you don't need that much money to if DeepSeek can build a generate like a foundation LM that's as performant as OpenAI with just 20x less money, then if you're asking for 5 mil, you can do it for 1 mil. If you're asking me for 1 mil, you can do it for 200K.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I'm just going to jump in real quick. I agree with you, but I think in the space where people are building wrappers around something like ChatGPT, like, you know, like a specific use case for ChatGPT, and they brand it like something like Jasper AI, which does like email marketing and copy and shit like that, as an example. Like, now that the wrapper around ChatGPT is, well, it's expensive, right? So imagine you have DeepSeek now, which is a lot cheaper. Like, these companies are now gonna win, bro, because what they manage is the direct user interface with the specific capabilities of AI. So I think companies that are building something that are like AI from scratch, like large language models, yeah, their valuations are gonna go down. But companies that can integrate into multiple LLMs, bro, their valuations now just gonna go through the roof, bro.
Yeah, and again, like, I completely agree with you on that one. It will go through the roof, and it's a good, like I said, it's a good reset on the market. It's like when we had that mad correction in crypto, it's the same thing here. Like, people will get too high on crypto, bro. Sorry, the people get too high on AI. People thought Nvidia was God. They literally thought Nvidia would say something, it was gospel. Like, it was, yes, he's a genius. But I'm not saying he's not a genius, but he was also basically, he was tooling his own horn, saying you need a lot of GPU to train your data, blah blah, which is all not true. And like, it's evident in the white paper, it's evident in all the things I've been studying. But the point I'm trying to make is, at the end of the day, these people doing wrappers around it. Yes, you can wrap around the DeepSeek and then run your own cluster and stuff, but there is, because DeepSeek is an all open source organization, they're not on par with what OpenAI is doing. OpenAI is releasing things like operators, they're releasing that OS that can make you run your own agents. Like, their game is on another level. So in terms of a governance model, in terms of like a master model, it's still gonna default to OpenAI. DeepSeek is a great general purpose to do things like data extraction, data handling, or like just kind of giving you like things that are repetitive, that will cost money, that cost a lot of tokens. You proactively would like to dedicate that to DeepSeek. So I'm not ready to say DeepSeek is it's overtaken OpenAI, because I use OpenAI every day, and I won't lie to you. OpenAI is still size superior, not just because they're down now. The server is not that performant. I think if they get investment, which the investment is coming, and I see them change the model very soon, because they won't be open source forever. That they won't be. Their next model, because they're working on some dense model, like some dense DeepSeek models, that probably will not be free. Like, I don't think it will be free, because if they keep releasing free stuff, then this big tech company is gonna suffer a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a sort of a leap in innovation, and I just want to look at it from a sort of crypto perspective. What does it actually mean for crypto? So obviously, as Deji mentioned, the hardest hit sectors were memes and well, AI memes and memes in general, because obviously memes are like the riskiest thing within crypto. And then you obviously had the AI sector itself, with AI agents obviously being having had the most attention in the past few months. The question is it still worth holding AI agents? Is it still worth being bullish on AI as far as crypto is concerned? And I think in the short term, it's obviously going to be choppy and it's going to be a little bit bearish, but obviously starting to recover now anyway. But I think in the long term, it will actually be beneficial because, as you know, Deji and Ricardo were saying, it's obviously going to be cheaper to run these things. There'll be a lot less vaporware. There'll be things where you can actually create these models, and it'll be like so cheap that you can do a lot of crazier things that may have required a lot more tokens and just been very, very expensive. And yeah, you'll have a lot more specific use cases, whether it's in trading or business or whatever. I think it definitely still is worth it. I think the only thing to potentially review is whether some of those existing AIs are still, worth moving forward in the long term, or whether it's some new AI agents and AI plays that it's worth looking out for. So yeah, I'm still bullish, but just with that sort of caveat that I sort of added at the end.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. I'm gonna jump right quickly. I mean, for me personally, in the buy the fair, sell the greed. Like this for me is a good opportunity for you to really long this AI market, AI sector. Meme coins and meme coins. I mean, if you're okay with the risk appetite, then go for it. I wouldn't touch it with leverage, but like it's up to you what you do. But for me personally, AI agents definitely a hit, because what I think is what you're gonna see more is more people integrating Deepseek into their infrastructure, and that is like for me, if something's cheaper and just as performing, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna ditch your other model, whatever you're using, and take this one. But if you can run it together in unison, or if you can use it for separate, unique cases for particular agentic like purposes, then for me this is bullish. Like this is bullish. So I wouldn't fade AI or the AI agent sector because DeepSeek is out. Like there's nothing bearish about that. I think you're just investors, and that's one thing I hate about crypto and traders, because a lot of the people in this market are clowns. They're just clowns. They're any little speak, I'm gonna sell, and then what are they gonna do? They're gonna panic buy again. So it's like, you know what I mean? This is nothing new. Like people panic selling because DeepSeek came out. It's actually foolish. Like I understand if you did that in equities, but like cool, you saw that memes because you wanted to take some cash out. But the AI stuff was fair. I can see why, but at the same time, you're gonna panic buy again when the market's recurring back up and up. So bullish, still bullish. I don't need to explain why.
Definitely. And something that happened that was crazy, that not many people saw because of this whole AI thing, was the founder of Ledger was kidnapped for ransom. So that story is crazy, and we're gonna run through it. On Tuesday morning, David and his wife were kidnapped in Verisson, France.
They kidnapped my wife. Oh my days!
Separate them and everything.
Yep. The kidnappers had one goal, which was ransom. They separated David and his wife, driving them to different locations. So these guys were professionals. The criminals demanded ransom from another Ledger co-founder and used WhatsApp accounts linked to Southeast Asia to avoid tracking. Investigators sent one BTC to buy time whilst tracking the kidnappers. Meanwhile, rumors of the kidnapping began to come online. And on Wednesday, police stopped a stolen car linked to the crime, and they arrested the driver and tracked another phone to Châteauroux, a town nearby. Inside, they found David alive but mutilated. The kidnappers had cut off one of David's fingers. They sent a video of his hand to Ledger as proof, demanding more ransom. On Thursday, police tracked David's wife to a car south of Paris. She was bound but unharmed. With both of them rescued, the nightmare was over. So French authorities.
Wait. How many Bitcoin did they get away with? How many Bitcoin did was sent in the end?
They didn't get away with anything. They got life sentences, bro.
Yeah, so they sent one for
the buy time,
but then they got arrested afterwards. So French authorities arrested 10 suspects, 9 men and 1 woman, aged 20 to 40, and they're part of a larger criminal organization. So yeah, this is what's going on in crypto nowadays, man.
Bro, when I first saw this, I was, like I said, bro, I was gonna make a video on it, and then I remember talking to my social media guy, and I'm just like, nah, bro, that's fake. He jumped on Twitter and he's like, yeah, it's fake. And then on the weekend, bro, like the day after, so this was a Friday evening, I'm on crypto Twitter and I'm like, no, this is true. Bro, do you know how this is for the market? Do you know how this is for anyone that has crypto and openly says they have crypto? Like, what's next, bro? Do you man like CZ and fucking the CEO of Trezor and everyone? Does everyone just need security now wherever they go? Because, bro, this is like a definitely a targeted attack. And I remember the last time we spoke about someone in London
1,000,000%.
getting held up
1,000,000%.
because they had a couple ETH on their ledger, bro. And it's just like these men were asking for a 10 mil ransom, bro. And no doubt they were gonna wash it using Tornado Cash or some dumb shit. But yeah, this is the state
your
of
mixer
the
or
market.
something, fam.
But I don't know, and that's one of my opinion. On the other end, I'm thinking, well, if a man had an opportunity, they would nab Elon Musk, they would nab Mark Zuckerberg, they would nab Larry Ellison, they'll nab anyone on the top 1,000 rich list, bro.
Let me tell you, man.
So it's just like, these man just need to be more covert. Like, this is why you see the Pump.Fun creator, who's British, by the way, 480 million revenue over the last 12 months. Actually, I think he was born in America, but he's in Britain right now. But bro, 480 million in revenue, bro. Never shown his face on publicly, and nobody,
you know why?
Nobody knows who. And I'm just like, bro, I get it, bro. Like, yeah, man. I just think, yeah, especially for your social media content creators, bro. Yeah, man. Some dons are flashing their mad P&Ls, and this is why we have this whole concept of anon in crypto, and you have bare anonymous people, and yeah, I get it, man. But yeah, this shook up. I don't even know why this didn't shake up as many people as it should have, because I just feel like the Deepseek news is like quickly eclipsed it. But this is a big fucking deal, bro.
Bro, let me tell you, man, this, yeah? Let me tell you, man, this. You know who's winning? The security firms, fam. Them professional security firms, they're winning, fam. Because why? Their phones is ringing off and brum, brum, brum. Yeah, and are you available? Yeah, we need Mr. ZZ to be secured for the next 12 months. This is the reason why this is nothing new. Is this happens in traditional market where like you run it's a lot more risky because you can trace people notes, that kind of stuff. With crypto, it's actually a bit easier, but no, you need a bit of luck. You need some things to go your way to execute this. Those men are savages though. Like they didn't need to Muslim man cut off his finger as a proof. Like you can just send a video recording. You didn't have to do that. That was wild. But I just did a little quick research. Yeah, there's a reason why these millionaires and billionaires are living on the most secure island in the States. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. He spends Meta spends $23 million a year to secure him, to make sure he gets to work and home on time, to make sure that his wife, $23 million.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, bro.
Yeah, basically over 10 years, that's $250,000, fam. So that's a QM. That's the energy. So like that's crazy, fam. That is crazy to be spending $250 million over 10 years just to secure your CEO. You know what I mean? So the people that are winning in this case are security firms. The phone's gonna be ringing off. And listen, if you're a crypto startup founder, just have to be careful. Like, you know what I mean? With what you're posting online, you know, sharing your family's pictures, kind of stuff. If you're doing all that, make sure you have tight security, fam, because in the bear market, no one really comes after you. But in the bull market, it's crime season. I said it before, it's crime season. These men are posting up looking for you to kidnap a kid from coming from school, fam. You know what I mean? That they will post up. Listen, these men will do anything for 1 BTC, fam. They will do anything for 10 BTC. Bro, they will waste it for 20 BTC. What? Nah. Listen, you just have to be careful. You just have to be, you know what I mean, run a tight ship and make sure that everything's good. So that's my opinion on that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. For me, when I saw it, at first I was like Rick, and I was like, nah, this ain't real. But then when I realized it was real, I was like, okay. But analyzing it, I think it's easier, and I think there's a reason why they're targeting people in crypto. Because a lot of people in crypto don't have high profile. So I don't think this is necessarily going to happen to your Brian Armstrongs or your the founder or with like CZ or any huge one like that. But it's going to happen because the thing with crypto is you don't necessarily have to have a huge profile to have a lot of money in the bank. Because all they care about is the money. They don't care about your profile. So if you are someone who has like a low to medium, because I didn't know what the CEO of Ledger's name is, and obviously he's got money. So if you're like any of these,
you can find information if you wanted.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, because he doesn't do like cute loads of podcasts and putting his name out there, I'd never heard of it. So yeah, if you're like some of these mid-level content creators, maybe your thread guys and all of these guys, I'd be concerned. Especially if you're in a place like America or you're in Europe. If you're in Dubai and stuff, you'll probably come. But the moment you touch foot in Europe and all these places, you need to be concerned because these guys are not playing about. And like Deji just said, when you are, you just become a target. So you just need to, I'm even thinking, like, you either need to relocate to like a Dubai if your money is not long to get security, or you need to just, I don't know, you might have to have that thing on you. If you can't afford security and you're in America, you need to have that weapon.
100%. Like, listen, I think you're right. They don't need to target high profile guys like CZ or Mark to get what they want, because that might actually be detrimental, because the moment he doesn't check in the next half an hour, he's ringing off the bell, like alarm bell. So you don't want to target someone that's bait online and you know they got crypto, but they got hella crypto, so you can probably pressure them. So you're definitely on that one. Where my concern is when we've come so far in the crypto space, I would love for this sector to keep growing. I believe in it long term, even if we correct over the next 12 months, 24 months. I don't care. Like long term, I will believe in this market. What I don't want is the whole crime narrative to come back. Oh yeah, these crypto guys, they only do criminal activity, blah blah. I mean, they don't get it twisted. People still do criminal activity with regular gold and cash. That's a story for another day, but we'll get to that one. But my thing is, I think, did you say these people got life in prison for what they did?
That's what Rick said. They've been sentenced. So I think we have to wait what the sentence is.
I think it should be harsh. Like, for this way, yeah, you put Ross, the founder of Silk Road, in for two life prison sentences plus 25 years extra. So in case he lives for over 100 years, he's due another 25 years for you. These men should be in at least one life sentence, fam. Because if you don't nip it in the bud, yeah, this should not be narrative where like every Tom, Dick, and Harry, it could be a innocent guy just talking about meme coin trading, meme coin investing, and you go kidnap him and think he's got bags. He doesn't have any bags, you kill him. Like, you want to nip this in the bud ASAP before he gets out, and before people think, oh, it's crime season, I can actually get away with this. Like, no one's really gonna afford me, blah blah. I think they need to be harsh in their sentencing and not be like, oh yeah, well, they didn't really kill nobody, 10 years. I think it should be a life sentence, your entire life in prison. The worst of the worst. So Guantanamo Bay, if you can. I think that's where they belong. Because, bro, that's where they're deporting immigrants, fam. Obviously, the worst of the worst immigrants are the sexual predators, the murderers, or you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
No, definitely. So speaking of somebody who deports immigrants, Donald Trump is signed an executive order creating strategic digital reserve. We were waiting for him to create an executive order for a strategic Bitcoin reserve, but it appears like maybe the founders of Ripple whispered in his ear, and he's broadened it out to a digital asset reserve. So, yeah, he obviously followed through on his promise. And what do you make of that specific order? And also, what do you make with the language? Because it's not restricted to Bitcoin.
Yeah. So it's funny enough you said it, right? You said it. We said Ripple whispered in Donald Trump's ear, but I don't think it's just that. It's not just that. I think for the first time in my life, bro, I'm looking at XRP, Brad, and all these guys in a positive light because they came out and said something that was quite interesting. Brad, he said the people in the crypto community, we should start working together rather than trying to push on agendas that sabotage one another. So have like a collective, agreed initiative and push that together rather than Bitcoin trying to push that thing. And then the Bitcoin maxis trying to, and then you have the XRP army trying to do that thing. And you have the so on and so forth. It should be, we're all one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one is different. You're all digital asset, including Bitcoin. You know what I mean? So I think that's important to know. So what do I make on the language? I'm not surprised because, I mean, coming off what Gary said, I mean, he said a lot of things this week. Coming off what Gary said, that we're not allowed to hold Bitcoin. But there are other ways to mitigate that. Maybe this is one of the examples that he's trying to do that because when you say digital asset, and even including Bitcoin as well, I've always felt like banks cannot, because you need to understand, right? When banks fail, governments are the ones to build them out. So in that fact, you can have a bank act as your custodian along with like a crypto exchange to kind of just hold this digital asset for you. And Gary said last night, often during his FOMC meetings, that banks are more than equipped to serve crypto customers as long as they manage the risk, because like they're the one they're gonna come to. They're gonna go to Tom, Dick, and Harry. They're gonna come to the banks who are in charge of the risk. So that is their stance on crypto dealing with banks. So the way I see is, I think it's bullish for the market, especially coming off the last night's meeting. I mean, I know we didn't get a rate increase, which is fine. Anytime we get a rate increase anyway, we usually correct massively. We dumped a little bit, well, we quickly recovered and we're back up again. So my thing and my stance is moving forward, I'm happy if it's just a strategic digital reserve rather than Bitcoin, because what I don't want to see is a bunch of reserve for Bitcoin, reserve for XRP, reserve for thingy. They should all just be one. Have a bunch of digital asset on your ledger, Bitcoin, give them equal weight. Give Bitcoin 50%, give XRP 5%, give Ethereum 20%, give Solana 5%, and just allocate allocate weight to the less riskier asset. If you want to allocate 1% to a meme coin, so be it. So that's what I think about it. And I think this is a better way for you to push it, because it's more palatable to the Congress, to the people that have to vote on this bill, because Donald Trump can't just say, "This is my word." I mean, it's a democracy. Like, even though he has the most power, he has to get this approved by his peers. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's very interesting because over this past week as well, a governor in the Czech Republic proposed that they started their own sort of Bitcoin reserve, and the amount proposed was $7 billion. And that got me thinking, if Czech Republic is willing to put in $7 billion into crypto, into Bitcoin specifically, what does the digital asset reserve look like? Now, we can obviously speculate in numbers, but I think if the Czech Republic are going to do that, and obviously the US economy is far greater than that, and they probably have seized, crypto and other assets as well, it probably has to be like mid double digits or something. Like,
I was thinking more around $500 billion, bro.
$500 billion.
half a trillion or quarter of a trillion. Reason being is, right, you're right. I mean, US market doesn't even compare to Czech. So I think what $7 billion is nothing. Like Trump just announced $500 billion investment target into AI infrastructure. If crypto is because what I see in the future is cryptocurrency is going to be the currency of AI. If you want to interact with any kind of AI, you have to pay with Bitcoin. Okay, maybe not Bitcoin essentially because Bitcoin is quite soon transaction wise. So you don't want to be waiting 5 minutes or 2 minutes for your transaction. You want to be instant. So maybe it could be XRP, it could be Solana, it could be any of these faster tokens. But the token will be cryptocurrency, right? So I think you want to allocate at least in the 100 billions towards that digital asset reserve, in my opinion. And I mean conservative because I would like to say a trillion, but with the way, if we want an inflationary decade, I would say a trillion, boom. But because we are, and money is money, I mean, you can't just print money off the tree. I'm leaning towards more half of what they're allocating towards AI because, bro, AI and crypto go hand in hand. I know people don't believe this, but they go hand in hand. In the future, one of the more crazy applications will be AI infrastructure living in the blockchain space. I imagine an AI future where like these AI agents have their own economy. They have their own stock market. They have their own like, you know what I mean, their own office spaces. Not literally, but like these man, they had the working hours like from 12 to 12. They're working from 2 hours. They have a maintenance mode. Another one where like they just I don't want to say rest or the power down and then back up again to do the 12 to 12. So that's what I envision. And then you can't replicate that using regular web. So it's gonna have to be in Web 3. So and the thing is that now that China has proven to you we're not behind in this AI tech. We're right neck and neck because what it was is that US is so far above everybody. When you're not, you're still Russia that's quiet. Because Russia that do their things quietly. But China said, yo, we're here. We're literally right next to you. We're right next to you, man. You might not be here, but we're right here. So you cannot be conservative with your crypto investment. You have to be sizable. So 100 billion is not too much of a big ask.
Most definitely. On that note, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.